It's Shark Week this week. Kind of crazy that this TV event has been running since 1988. That's 37 whole years. And here I thought there was no beating Law and Order SVU. Okay, let's talk sharks. Welcome to the Wipeout Weekly, the daily podcast for beginners, wannabe surfers, and seasoned wipeout enthusiasts. No hype, no filler, just the highs, lows, and honest truth about learning to surf and finding your place in surf culture. I'm your host, Suze Wilson. Let's go out. In case you didn't know, but you did care, this year we're celebrating the 50th year anniversary of the premiere of Jaws, the movie that put the fear of great white sharks in most of us. And for those eagle-eyed among you, you might have also noticed that the Wipeout Weekly's mascot is a great white shark, wearing a red paisley bandana. Her name is Jaws JJ Jr. Okay, so I'm into sharks. Sue me. When I learned to surf in the UK, in Wales, North Devon, and Cornwall, I didn't spare a single thought for sharks. Probably because most of the 40 species that we get over there are totally benign. Either pretty small, 10 to 15 pounds like smooth hounds, or more focused on following fishing boats than hanging around the beach, like basking sharks, or toothless Bruce, as you call them. You gotta love these names. They call them filter feeders, meaning that they strain tiny food particles out of the water, kind of like sipping soup through a colander. Last year, around this time, there was a shark spotted in North Devon by a beachgoer and thought to be a thresher shark or a hammerhead. But these sightings are super rare. A surfer has never been bitten by a shark in the UK. Overall, unprovoked shark bites almost never happen there. According to the International Shark Attack File, there have only been 10 recorded bite incidents in UK waters since 1580. What? There is a file on all the shark bites in the world? Oh, yeah. The International Shark Attack File, maintained by the Florida Museum of Natural History, provides data on what are considered unprovoked bites, defined as incidents in which a person does not initiate contact with a shark. I mean, who would? If you're planning to surf in Europe, you'll be relieved to hear that there were only 52 unprovoked shark attacks in the last 2 centuries, 27 of them fatal, and mostly occurring in the Mediterranean because warmer waters. When I moved to the US, to San Francisco, my favorite spot to surf was Bolinas. It happens to be the sharkiest surf spot in NorCal, part of the Red Triangle, known for very high great white shark activity. They like it there because of how many tasty seals are hanging around Tomales Point and Drake's Bay. Needless to say, I have never seen a great white there. Oh, that's how we'd be starting this podcast. But, in 2002, a 12-foot to 14-foot great white shark did bite into a surfer, Lee Fontan, at Stinson Beach, 1 beach over from Bolinas. And he needed 100 stitches to close a 4-bite wound to his left leg, shoulder, and arm. You know, it's Shark Week, so allow me to be a bit sensationalist and share the eyewitness report by one of the surfers on that day. We were out there, kidding around, talking, waiting for the next wave. Then all of a sudden, we heard a scream. I looked over, and this guy was about 3 or 4 feet out of the water, in the shark's mouth. You could see its teeth, its gums, its eyes were shut, its gills were wide open like shutters. The whole dorsal fin on its back was out of the water. Then the shark crashed back into the ocean, released the surfer, and disappeared, leaving the injured surfer clinging to his board. He was quickly picked up by the surfers in the lineup, tended to by paramedics on the beach, and transported by helicopter to Eden Hospital in Castro Valley for a 90-minute surgery. I know you want to know. The surgeon didn't find any whole teeth inside the wounds. According to Lee's dad, it was a deep wound all the way to the bone that made him feel sick. Lee's board suffered a similar fate. The shark left a 13-inch bite mark at the bottom of his yellow board. On the bottom of his board, there was also a sticker. "No sharks" decal from Live Water Surf Shop. It's a famous sticker, depicting a slightly open-jawed shark in a red circle beneath and a slash. Lee's dad joked that obviously the sticker didn't work. Or maybe it made the shark mad. I couldn't find any interviews with Lee after the incident. You know what it's like. No more shark, not much interest from the mainstream media. But I know someone from Surfer or Surfing magazine spoke to him, as it's referenced in another interview with yet another shark victim, this time from Monterey. According to this reference, someone dropped in on Lee. He got pissed, and he paddled out past everyone else about 10 feet further out into the ocean, which is probably why the shark mistook him for a solitary seal or a sea lion snack. After the incident, the beach got closed for 5 days. And as you can imagine, the locals weren't thrilled. To quote one of the surfers who witnessed the Stinson shark attack, "Denial is a very good thing. Sharks are always there, but the waves aren't." And that's all for today. Check out the Wipe Eye Weekly for our free newsletter, more stories and ways to connect with us. Thanks for listening. See you tomorrow for more of the Wipe Eye Weekly.